Most men who start a GLP-1 medication are focused on one thing, losing weight. But researchers are now studying something unexpected. What happens to testosterone levels after significant fat loss? And the findings are beginning to change how some clinicians think about low testosterone treatment. To understand the research, it helps to understand the biology first. Body fat, especially visceral fat stored around the organs, is hormonally active tissue. It contains an enzyme called aromatase. Aromatase converts testosterone into estrogen. In general, the more visceral fat a man carries, the more active this conversion process becomes. But that is only part of the story. Obesity also increases insulin resistance and chronic low-grade inflammation, and both can interfere with the hormonal signaling pathways responsible for testosterone production. Over time, this can suppress natural testosterone levels. That distinction matters because in some men, low testosterone may not be a primary hormonal disorder. It may partly be a downstream consequence of excess body fat and metabolic dysfunction, and that changes the conversation around treatment. In 2025, researchers presented findings at the Endocrine Society's annual meeting that drew significant attention in the men's health world. The study followed 110 men with obesity or type 2 diabetes who were treated with GLP-1 medications including semaglutide, dulaglutide, and tirzepatide over an 18-month period. What they found was notable. At the start of the study, nearly half of the men had testosterone levels considered clinically low. After 18 months, substantially more had returned to normal range. Participants lost an average of approximately 26 pounds, roughly 10% of starting body weight. Researchers also observed meaningful increases in testosterone levels across the group, though responses varied considerably between individuals. The lead researcher noted that these findings suggest incretin-based therapies may help restore healthier testosterone levels in some men whose low testosterone is linked to obesity and metabolic disease. Important caveat, this was a retrospective study. Researchers looked back at existing health records rather than conducting a controlled clinical trial. And as of now, the findings have not yet been published in a peer-reviewed journal. So while the results are promising, they are still preliminary. More research is needed before strong conclusions can be made. This is where nuance becomes important. Not all low testosterone responds to weight loss. Some men have primary hypogonadism, meaning the testes themselves are unable to produce adequate testosterone regardless of body weight. That would not be expected to normalize simply through fat loss. And even among men with obesity-related hormonal suppression, results vary. In general, greater fat loss tends to correlate with greater hormonal improvement. Men who lose less weight may see only modest changes, or none at all. That does not mean testosterone therapy is unnecessary, but it raises an important question. In some men, is low testosterone partly a symptom of excess body fat rather than a primary hormonal disorder? That is a meaningful shift in how some clinicians are approaching hormone health. But there is another side to this researchers are watching carefully. Weight loss is not automatically healthy weight loss. GLP-1 related weight loss can include both fat mass and lean mass. And testosterone plays an important role in muscle protein synthesis and overall lean tissue maintenance. Several studies have suggested that a meaningful portion of weight lost on GLP-1 medications may come from lean mass rather than fat alone. That matters because improvements in metabolic health could potentially be offset if substantial muscle loss occurs at the same time. This is why clinicians increasingly recommend resistance training and adequate protein intake during GLP-1 treatment. Current guidance often suggests protein intake around 1.2 to 1.6 grams per kilogram of body weight to help preserve lean mass during significant weight loss. This is still an evolving area of research and long-term data remains limited. For years, obesity and low testosterone were often treated as separate problems. Emerging GLP-1 research suggests they may be more connected than many people realized. Early evidence indicates that significant fat loss may improve testosterone levels in some men, particularly when hormonal suppression is linked to obesity and metabolic dysfunction. But the science is still developing. Long-term data remains limited. The studies are still preliminary, and researchers are continuing to study the relationship between GLP-1 therapy, testosterone, muscle preservation, and long-term metabolic health. That does not make these medications right for everyone, and it does not replace individualized medical care, but it may fundamentally change how clinicians think about hormone health in men carrying excess weight. Follow Olaris Med for evidence-based health and longevity education.